Let us now talk about the mechanism of photosynthesis. What are the steps which are involved in this process? The first step which is involved is the light reaction, and as the name suggests, it occurs in the presence of light. The site for this reaction is the grana of the chloroplast. What happens in this reaction is, when light falls on the chlorophyll molecule, the electrons of the chlorophyll are emitted and this is called photo-excitation of chlorophyll molecules. These electrons are accepted by a coenzyme, which is by NADP+. The second thing that happens in this reaction is photolysis of water. It is also called photo-oxidation of water and takes place in the presence of Mn+ and Cl- ions. Water splits up into H+ ions plus O2 and 4 electrons. This O2 is liberated as a byproduct and H+ ions are used for reduction of NADP. Photophosphorylation. That is, production of ATP in the presence of light. Inorganic phosphate is required to convert ADP into ATP. P plus gives ATP, and as this occurs in presence of light, it is termed as photophosphorylation. This reaction, that is the light reaction, was discovered by Sir Robert Hill, and so it is also called Hill's reaction. And in the end of this reaction, the products we get are NADPH2 and ATP, which will be used further in the dark reaction. The next step is the dark reaction. It is also called as thermochemical reaction, and it was discovered by Melvin Kelvin and Benson. Therefore, it is also called the Kelvin cycle. The site for this reaction is the stroma of the chloroplast, and this does not require light. It involves 3 basic steps. 1. Carboxylation. In this step, CO2 is captured by CO2 acceptors like RUBP, that is ribulose biphosphate, In C3 plants, this is for C3 plants, and PEP in C4 plants. This is done with the help of enzyme Rubisco and this with the enzyme Pepco. RUPP plus CO2 combine to form a 3-carbon compound, phosphoglyceric acid. Give phosphoglyceric acid, which is a 3-carbon compound. It is then reduced to form biphosphoglyceraldehyde with the help of NADPH2 and ATP. This again gives rise to RUBP to complete the cycle. And remaining molecule of phosphoglyceraldehyde is converted to form glucose by glycolytic reversal, and so at the end of the dark reaction there is the synthesis of glucose, and then now we have talked about the basic mechanism for the process of photosynthesis. Let us now talk about the factors which affect the rate of photosynthesis. First of them is light. As we had all seen, visible region of the light spectra is used, and maximum photosynthesis occurs in the red light. The second necessary condition is temperature. Optimum range of temperature for photosynthesis is 25 degree to 30 degree centigrade. In some forms like algae of hot springs, even 60 to 70 degree is normal. The third thing which is required is carbon dioxide. It is the first limiting factor which is present in the atmosphere, and the more the amount of carbon dioxide, the more the rate of photosynthesis. The next thing which is requirement for photosynthesis is oxygen. Higher concentration of oxygen stops photosynthesis. And the last factor is chlorophyll. And we have chlorophyll content is directly proportional to the rate of photosynthesis. The significance of photosynthesis is it is helpful in the production of food. And second, it is very important in the atmospheric control and purification of air. As we all know, plants take up carbon dioxide and release oxygen, which is very necessary for our survival. And so we can see that degradation of trees or deforestation will majorly affect the CO2 levels, increase it to a level which brings about global warming, and is thus very harmful. So plants play a very important role in the purification of air.